In this video, I'm going to demonstrate creating an amortization table using the IPMT and the PPMT functions. IPMT and PPMT calculate the individual amount of interest and principal paid on a loan on a particular payment. For example, payment number 7. So I've already set up most of the things in the spreadsheet here preparatory to actually inserting the functions. I've done a calculation of the loan payment up here. So I'm going to come down here to cell D9 and insert the IPayment function. And there's not really much difference between IPayment and the other financial functions that we've just been using, payment and future value and present value, etc. It has a lot of similar arguments in it. There is one new one that I will show you. Okay, so I'm just going to start out by typing in the function IPayment. And it starts out with rate, so I'm going to reference the rate up here. And because I have that rate stored in just one place, I need to make sure to make that an absolute. Now the new argument that I mentioned is period. And period refers to which payment are we making. Are we making payment number 1? Or payment number 15, or payment number 19. So I've set up a list here, or the spreadsheet has set up a list here of all of the payments 1 through 20. And that I'm going to leave as a relative cell reference because I want it to change as we copy the formula down. Number of periods is the next argument, and I am going to reference the number of periods in the payment function, and I'm also going to make that an absolute because I don't want it to change when I copy that formula. My final argument is present value, which I'm going to get over here in cell A5. And I will also make that absolute. So there is the amount of principal that will be paid on the first loan payment. And now let's calculate the principal payment, the amount of principal that we're going to pay down. So I'm just going to type in equal P payment. And you'll notice that it looks quite similar to the IPayment, except this time Excel knows that we're calculating principal. So I'm going to get my rate and make sure that it's absolute. Then I'm going to click on the period, and then number of periods, and that needs to be absolute because it's only in one location. And finally, present value, which also needs to be absolute. So there's the amount of principal that will be paid on this particular loan payment. So I'm going to go ahead and just calculate the total loan payment with a simple formula. I'm going to add D9 and E9 to calculate my total loan payment, which matches up with what we calculated up here. Then I'm going to see how much the principal has been paid down. So in C10 I'm going to just type another formula, and it will be equal C9, which is where I have the total amount of the loan stored, plus E9, which is the amount of the principal payment. And I am adding because I have a positive and a negative number. Okay, so now that I've got that formula in, I'm going to go ahead and select D9 through F9 and use the fill handle to copy those formulas down one row. And then I'm going to select C10 through F10 and use my fill handle to copy those formulas all the way down through row 28. And that calculates, I've inserted the formulas to calculate the rest of my interest payments and the rest of my principal payments. So there's the amortization schedule.